Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today, we're going to review the OGEDA 6005. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Pagani Design PD 1784. I'll probably review this watch next. And Grego is wearing my North Edge Long Wings. I just reviewed that watch. If you haven't seen the reviews, be sure to check it out. Grego said Lando was getting presented with an award for serving as the best McLeod City administrator for 5 years, and he hinted he really wanted a Tag Heuer automatic chronograph. But when Princess Leia presented the watch, it was a Quartz Formula One Red Bull. Han asked him if he was doing all right. Lando said sure, not a Carrera in the world. All right, let's take a look at the watch. Comes in a fairly simple box. Says OGEDA, registered trademark. And here's the watch. It's pretty small. This is the first OGEDA on my channel. I had never heard of them before, but it appears they make ultra affordable quartz watches. This 6005 is an homage to Cartier tank. And before everyone starts poo-pooing homage watches, let's not forget that Seiko makes a tank homage complete with capuchon crown, which is something I like to point out when someone complains about a Seiko homage. At 28 millimeters, it is tempting to call this a ladies' watch, and Cartier has indeed cornered the market on Swiss luxury lady watches. However, it is more proper to call this a unisex watch, as the rectangular watch tends to look larger due to more surface area. Let us not forget that Muhammad Ali famously wore a Cartier tank on a wrist that I am sure was much larger than mine. This watch comes in 3 different colorways. I chose the white dial with black accents as it looks the most like a traditional Cartier. If you want something a bit more colorful, you can get a salmon dial with a tan strap. Or if blue is your thing, then you can get a blue dial with a blue strap. The watch is 28 millimeters wide, 34.5 millimeters lug to lug, and it's only 7.8 millimeters thick, so it's pretty thin. Has a 20 millimeter lug width, which not a lot of room. Those lugs don't stick out very far, so you're going to have to be careful on the straps you choose. And it tapers down to 18 at the buckle, and it only weighs 30 grams on the supplied leather strap, so it's super light. This is a tank, so it doesn't have a traditional bezel. The dial is white with printed on indices, and the indices are all Roman numerals. Then we have minute markers in the middle. And then we have the OGEDA name and logo printed on top. And then we have the hands. The hands are blue, and I'm sure it's just, they're not blued steel. I'm sure they're just blue painted or whatever, coated. Then we have a second hand. Now, normally a Cartier Quartz doesn't have a running second hand. Only the automatics do. So a lot of the homage watches don't have a running second hand either on the Quartz models. But this one does, and I'm kind of happy that it does because I'd rather have a running second hand. But it does look like it misses the marks just barely. So not enough to be annoying though. This dial is so small you don't really care. Then there's no date and there's no ghost date. A tank doesn't have a date, so none of the homages usually ever do either, and I'm fine with that. Then we have the crystal. It's just a flat mineral glass. Nothing special about it. Does the job. Then we have the case. Case looks like a tank. That's what it's supposed to do. And it's nice and thin. And then we have the crown complete with capuchon. That's what they call the little jewel here. I'm sure it's not a real jewel. And the crown action, believe it or not, is surprisingly good. When I go to press it in, there's no minute hand jump at all. And I like that. You don't even have to hold it like some of them do. So that's the biggest pain about a very affordable or ultra affordable quartz watch, is they often have that minute hand jump, and this one does not. Then we have the case back. It's square, says made in China, gives the model number, and says Quartz. And there's OGEDA and the logo. And of course it's a press on because you can't have a square screw on. And just to let you know, it's got 30 meters of water resistance, but I was able to just snap the case back on with my thumbs after I took it off to see what the movement was. So I would take that 30 meters with a grain of sand or a grain of salt. Underneath the case back is the SL68 movement. This is a Quartz movement, and it's a dateless version basically of the SL28. But once again, I've been happy with it on this one because I haven't had any minute hand jump at all. Then we have the strap. It doesn't say genuine leather, but if it's a faux leather, it's a good faux leather. It's soft, it's supple, doesn't need a break-in period. Then we have two keepers, one fixed, one floating, and then we have an unsigned buckle, but it matches the case, and no quick release. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. That looks nice, that wears nice, sits nice and flat. This is a super thin watch, and since it has such a short lug to lug, you don't have any gap. But I only have one notch left, and I'm wearing it a little tight. So if your wrist is bigger than 7 3/4, you're going to need a new strap. And once again, the lugs are really short, so you got to make sure you don't get one that's too bulky where the lugs are. And also there's no quick release, so if you want to change the strap, you'll have to get out a tool. We won't be taking a trip into the loom room because this watch has no loom. And of course, if you were going to have loom on a tank like this, you would only go with the loom dial because loomed indices just wouldn't look right. What do I like about this watch? It looks and wears nice. It looks a lot like a real Cartier tank. It's super thin. No annoying minute hand jump when you go to set it. And it does have a running second hand, which most Cartier tank homages Quartz do not. What are my gripes and groans? The strap is just too short. There's no quick release for when you go to change it because it's too short. And I can't really think of anything else to complain about. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. If you're looking for a tank homage, this one does the job. It doesn't cost a lot of money and looks really nice. Just don't expect to keep the stock strap if you have a really big wrist or a wrist bigger than mine. Well, thank you for watching my review of the OGEDA 6005, and I'll be back with another review or unboxing. I thought I was going to have a really good unboxing coming, but there's been some issues with customs with all the new laws and stuff. So hopefully I'll get it one of these days. And I'd like to thank my Members Choice members. Here you are. There's still only 6 of you. And I still haven't sold the Members Choice watch. I almost sold it the other day. And the person who almost bought it's really thinking about it. So hopefully it'll sell soon. And don't forget, if you want this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link and I'll get a tiny commission. Bye.